Today, on part 8 of our Jeep Grand Cherokee project, it is finally time to get rid of this. Check that out. Back in 2014, I purchased my first Jeep ever, which is this, a 1994 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo. With the big 5.2 liter V8 engine and low miles, this completely stock ZJ was full of potential. Since then, well, we've done a few upgrades and modifications. Past projects include a 3.5-inch lift, transfer case swap, custom roof rack, lights, skid plates, and so much more. We've transformed this stock ZJ into a capable off-road rig and reliable daily driver that's taken us all across Arizona. Today, we continue the project. Alright, so before we get on with the installation of the front bumper, I want to take a minute and explain why I chose the bumper I did. So this is a Hansen winch guard front bumper from Hansen Off-Road in California. The winch guard is one of 3 ZJ bumper styles that they offer. They also offer a basic bumper as well as a stinger bumper, but I felt like this one looked the best and had the most to offer. When it comes to modding older vehicles like this, it becomes kind of hard to find direct fit parts. And because my ZJ is one of the oldest models of the Grand Cherokee, you can see that my grille and lights are in line with each other. Most ZJs feature an offset grille and light pattern, and likewise, most bumpers are meant to fill in those lines. Because I didn't want big bumper gaps between the headlights and the bumpers, I was really only left with one choice of bumper that would be a direct fit, and that was a Hansen bumper. Now, Hansen has a reputation for producing high quality custom parts, but being a little slow to get them out. In my case, the total turnaround time was just under 6 months. I ordered this thing back on Black Friday of last year and received the bumper at the end of March after calling and checking up on my order multiple times. So do be patient with the ordering and fabrication process, and definitely don't expect to get your bumper the next day or even the next week. So once we got the bumper, the first thing we had to do was get it home and unwrapped. The bumper came via freight delivery on a pallet and was very well wrapped and secured. Hansen bumpers come powder coated, so they do a good job at protecting that coating during the shipping process. Once the bumper was out of the packaging, we took a few minutes to give it a good once over to inspect for any damages or any other blemishes. The bumper really is styled nice and well put together. The next step in the install process is to remove the factory front bumper cover from the ZJ. At this point, we also removed the front driving lights and grille. The bumper cover comes off fairly easy with a few clips on each side and in the front grille area. With everything opened up in the front, we wanted to take the opportunity to fix a long overdue problem. The trans cooler lines on the front of my ZJ have been leaking for a long time and have resulted in a nice trail of liquid all the way down the radiator and into the street over the past months. All we needed was a short section of fresh vacuum line to replace the old and mangled hose and a couple of new clamps. We gave things a quick spray down and clean, that way we could keep an eye on it and make sure the problem would stay gone for good. The hardware and instructions that come with the bumper are fairly basic, but then again, so is the installation. Our next step was to mount the adapters to the frame directly. These large metal plates would hold the bumper in place, and the 8 bolts would provide enough support to provide sufficient pulling power from the recovery points or the winch. These metal adapters fit in the existing holes on the front bumper beam. They are specific to each side, and we found that a little trimming would be necessary for a proper fit. The curved openings on the bumper beam meant the adapters would not seat properly when tightened down. So a quick hit with the grinder wheel allowed us to square off the problem areas and provide a good, solid mounting surface. Once this was done, the adapters mounted right in place. Of course, removing other hardware behind the bumper beam, such as the horn, was necessary to be able to get to and tighten all of the bolts. At this point, we gave the bumper a quick test fit to see how it looked, and damn, was it looking pretty awesome already. Use the remaining 8 bolts and washers to securely attach the front bumper to the extension adapters you previously mounted to the frame. The fitment should be snug. Don't tighten down all the bolts until you are happy with the placement of the bumper. Reinstall the grill and you are just about done with the install. We still had a few more tweaks that we wanted to do before we were completely done with the project. One of the small things we wanted to do was throw on a pair of 3/4 inch D-ring shackles at the recovery tabs on the bumper. Up until this point, we really didn't have a solid recovery point on the front end at all. Additionally, you may want to do some sort of undercoating or spray to help fill in the black underneath and around the bumper. Without doing this, the caked on dust and different colored metal plates and bumper beam behind kind of make it look tacky. We used the spray-on undercoating to mask the parts of the bumper beam and components that showed through under the bumper. The Hansen bumper is much shorter than the factory bumper cover, leaving more parts exposed, but also helps you get a better approach angle. We masked off the headlights and bumper and filled in the gaps. Finally, we temporarily replaced the driving lights in the winch mounting holes so that we would have functioning lights while we waited for the winch install. With that being said, this project is 95% done for now. We do have a winch and we do plan on putting it on here in the near future. However, we are waiting for an additional mount from Hansen to be able to fully complete the project. Like I said at the top of the episode, getting things from Hansen is a slow process, unfortunately. When I got the winch, I realized I would need a way to mount the fairlead mount to the bumper as well as relocate the lights. So, therefore, the lighting setup is temporary. There will be a winch in the future, and we will make a future video dedicated to the winch install and why we picked the winch we did. In the meantime, I am extremely pleased with this bumper and how it looks mounted on our ZJ. It really is a dramatically different look. The style of the bumper makes the Jeep look more aggressive and is paving the way for more serious modifications, projects, and trips in the future. Adding bumpers to my Jeep has long been a goal of mine, and I am happy to finally begin the process with this sweet front bumper. Be sure to check out the links in the description for more details and pictures over on our website from this project and every other project we've done to the Jeep so far. The project is rolling along and we'll continue the upgrades in a future Jeep Grand Cherokee project video. Let us know what you think of the new front bumper, and as always, thanks for watching.